Lesson number 2 is one of my favorites. It is life will always give you exactly what you need. And what I mean by this is not that life is going to be all roses and sunshine and rainbows, but that when you need someone to talk to, life will give it to you. When you need a teacher, you'll find one. When you need a moment to rest, life will find a way to make it happen. And I think that we've all seen this in our journeys, these moments where we feel like we're at the breaking point and suddenly something shifts, these moments when we feel like we don't have an answer and 2 days later the answer comes knocking on our door. There is an inherent beauty to life in the flow of it. And if we can allow ourselves to trust it, if we can allow ourselves to just fully be where we are, even if where we are is uncomfortable, when we can allow ourselves to fully sit in the flow of human life, it will take us exactly where we need to go. I think oftentimes when we're in these situations, or even just living our daily life, it can feel like we have to be the ones controlling life. We have to be the ones to make sure the taxes get paid and the bills are filed, and or taxes are filed and bills are paid and the kids are fed and everything's done and ready. And we have to be in control. We have to be able to see where we're going next, what's going to happen tomorrow. We have to plan our schedules, all of these things. And it can lead to this feeling that life is a chaotic mess and we are the only ones holding it together. But really what's happening is our minds, our human minds, bless them, are chaotic messes. And life is the one taking care of them. And so the more we can allow ourselves to rest and be held by the flow of life, the more we will come to understand and to see that life will always give you exactly what you need. And to me, there are so many examples of this, but the most recent one was earlier last year. Like I mentioned, I had switched my major to psychology in college, and I was beginning research on trauma. And I took an abnormal psych class. I remember sitting in this class, and we had a module on PTSD. And at the time, I had been through my first kind of what I call round of PTSD the previous year. I had been in therapy really intensive in the past summer. And so I was sitting here watching these slides in my class with PTSD going, I'm good. I had that. I don't anymore. And I remember when she clicked to the slide that showed the symptoms, I remember thinking, pardon my French, but I was like, oh shit, I'm not healed. I'm not. I thought I was, but I was really just, like we said with this one, I was letting myself pretend to be okay. And so from there, it was this really beautiful process of being in this position where I was in a way forced to confront the trauma and the symptoms that I was carrying because of it. In the process of researching trauma, as well as taking these psychology classes, I really came to see how much of my life had been taken over by the aftermath of what I had been through when I was a child. And in my effort to be okay, instead of not being okay, I had glazed over them. And through that process, it led to a really intensive year last year of personal growth and panic attacks and flashbacks and really, really intense healing. But now that I am on the other side of that, I can honestly say that had I not been in that semester in college, had I not had that experience of sitting in front of that slideshow and seeing the symptoms of my life displayed in a textbook, I would never have had the courage to dive in and actually heal what needed to be healed. And I can honestly tell you that I know that life knew that. Life knew that if it didn't present it to me in that way, I would continue to shove it down and shove it down and shove it down. And so through the process of just living in the flow of life, I was guided to exactly where I needed to be in order to heal. And I love this example because it also shows that sometimes what you need is not gentle. Sometimes what you need is those times that are hard so that you can get to the other side.